You wish you had one of these gold watch, black face. I think it's Sudanese. I'm in Hanoi with two of these bad Vietnamese chicks. Like, who is he, boss?
Make 6 figures, you got confidence but no common sense. Beefing with men with banks on different continents, and relationships with petty dictators, cause you convince haters will get you pinched later. Man, it's levels out here. I hate rappers. Genius, words couldn't describe. Picasso couldn't design this style of mine. Looks like I came here after a red carpet event, and I'm the starring actor. Hearty laughter at this beautiful blonde that calls me master. Historical irony, and when the press finds me, they inquire about the designer that outlines me. Listen here, dear, I don't do brands. Understand, I'm not that other man. I got an ego like He-Man, so I can't wear what he can. Listen, bro, if you could fit in this suit, you'd be a magician, bro. This is custom made to my body's dimension from scratch. Think about that, there's no brand on my back. We don't shop for clothes, we just shop for fabrics. And I like them floral and elaborate. Cashmere, silk everywhere, and cotton only if the blend is right. It is.
Velvet tee, gold watch on me, I'm keeping it P. Debo in a tuxedo, classy P. The hoe with it, cause the game ain't got no limit. Master P, keep a hoe working hard, even though she's a work of art. Master P, keeping it P. She told her boy she's a homo, so it's a no-go. But for a P, she do it on the low though. She going up and down my D like a yo-yo. Broke hoe can't touch a P. She don't fuck with niggas, but she fuck with me. I'm laid back, keeping it P. Keep it player for these haters. I'm running game in Vegas like the Raiders, but I'm from LA like the Lakers, and these hoes on the pimp like these Gators. Millionaire neighbors, how I deal with a traitor. Make a call for a small favor. Glacier on my neck, got my heart cold like this pimpin'. Plagiarism running through my veins, put some respect on my name. Smooth walk, no cane, do talk so vain. Good game, pure light.
You can close that, yeah, maybe that'll be distracting. Peace to the saints. Today we have a special guest, someone that I've had the privilege of knowing for a little while. She's a great businesswoman, a socialite, a trendsetter, a fashion icon, many things. Shelby, would you tell the people who you are? And then we're going to get into this background on who are you, what kind of businesses do you do, and learn about your industry, which is exciting and cutting edge. So tell us who you are.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much, Marquette, for having me. I'm super excited to be on the show. Hey everyone, my name is Shelby Burns. I'm born and raised in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm a business owner, I'm a model, and I'm a public speaker.
The mics are off. Multiple people are saying the mics are off.
Oh, really? You know what it is? It's the setting. So probably a setting. Okay. Set. That was the right mic. Are you hearing it on the... You're hearing it on the... You are hearing it. How about that one? If everyone can confirm. Mics are on.
Check, check.
No, we need them to confirm. Can you type in, confirm? Mics are on. Confirm that mics are on, that you guys can hear us right now. I kid you not, we for sure tested this before. Okay, well, audio's fine, that's what he says. Okay, brilliant. All right. All right, go ahead, Shelby.
Should we start over?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes indeed.
All right.
That's a good idea. Hit us with that main shot. Okay, only her mic is working.
Check, check.
Okay. So mine actually on. I hit my cord. My audio is low. There it is. That's fine. I'll make sure that I talk a touch louder. Okay, so my mic is low. I'll talk a touch louder, just confirm that we're good. Anyways, I have here Shelby Burns. We've had the pleasure of working together in the past. We've done podcasts together. You're a great businesswoman. I think that you're a fascinating individual, so we want to learn about that, and we want to hear about this bleeding edge industry that you're really pioneering in Las Vegas. So would you be kind enough to give us your background?
Yes, of course, Marquette. Again, thank you so much for having me on the show. I feel so blessed and honored to be here today. What's up, everyone? My name is Shelby Burns. I'm born and raised in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm a model, entrepreneur, and motivational speaker.
Excellent, excellent. So now, we got model, motivational speaker, and entrepreneur. And you know the funny thing about women is every woman loves to be beautiful. That's one thing I've noticed across the board. And I think a lot of women want to be models. What does it feel like that you actually were able to do that? Because just mind you, there are people who claim that they're models, they're Instagram models. When I stay in the resorts, I see her on the billboards and on all the adverts. So she's an actual real model. How does that feel?
You know, it's really funny. Growing up, I never really wanted to be a model. I knew I wanted to be on stage. I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to entertain. And every time I did these singing competitions, I'd get like third place, fourth place, whatever.
Yes.
And people were like, you should model. And I was like, man, are they telling me I'm not a good singer?
Yeah.
And at a young age, I just started making money. At 14, I got signed with an agency.
Okay.
And I'm actually still with that one as well to this day. They're amazing.
Wow.
And I was just making money doing it. And it was cool. It was fun. But I never thought like, oh my goodness, I'm just like such a beautiful girl and I'm so different.
Yes.
Modeling is just symmetry of the face. That's it. Right? So I think everyone's beautiful. And a lot of girls in Vegas are like, yeah, I'm a model, I'm this. And it's like, no, you're a atmosphere model or you're this. And there's nothing wrong with that, but
It's different.
you know, I got signed with Ford Models when I was 16, and Ford is one of the biggest agencies in the world, and I didn't know what they were at the time because
Right.
I was so young. And you know, I'm 26 now. I've been modeling for 11
You're getting
years.
up there. You're getting up there. I didn't know you were 26. You're
Yeah.
a legitimate adult out here.
Yes, I am. Pay my
Okay.
bills, everything,
Yes.
taxes. I've been doing this for 11 years, and the industry's changed a lot. So now it's not just models. There's influencers. There's
Yes.
everyday people in campaigns, which is
Right.
really cool because it's more inclusive.
Oh,
But
so you like that it's more inclusive?
I do like that's more
Okay.
inclusive, but it also takes away the specialty of like, I mean, I used to bust my butt in the gym every day to be a certain size. And,
Yes.
you know, we have like influencers on the runway. We have like people that don't know how to do a catwalk on the runway where I'm like, I
is a
have a
real thing.
really good walk.
Yes.
And it's just, I mean, I get it for brands, they need influencers to bring more awareness for their company. So I
all about
totally
selling
understand.
products.
Yeah, but I'm like, if you want to be a model, it's not just being pretty. It's understanding lighting, it's understanding shutter speed, it's understanding how to work with a client and engage and sell the product and tell the story that they want. And a lot of girls just want to get in front of camera because they're cute.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you need to be educated and learn. There's so many aspects around modeling. It's not just being beautiful.
It's business.
Yeah.
It's business. And you know the funny thing is, you know, in a past life I did some modeling, and I always felt like I looked like a Neanderthal on the catwalk. You feel me? Like I was walking down the catwalk, like this is not meant for me. I look stupid while I'm doing this in real life. Anyway, you guys, oh yeah, her IG, and I'm sure a lot of you guys, as soon as you saw, you're like, let me peep the IG. Yes, I did you a favor. It's down there in the description, indeed. And for those of you who need her IG, it is the third link down. So go ahead and check her out. And if you'd like to see me look bad at runway modeling, you can check out my IG as well, Marquette Devon. And okay, so we got that. And one thing that I think I'm guessing many people are impressed with you about is that you're sharp, you're smart, and so you said, okay, I'm not going to just stand in front of a camera and smile and look pretty. I'm also going to engage in business. Now, when did that start? What motivated that? How did that come to be?
I think I've always been a hustler. I mean, watching my mom grow up, my mom's from Havana, Cuba. She came to America, and my mom had like so many different jobs and hustles growing up, and my dad had a stable job at the post office.
Okay.
I grew up in like, you know, middle class, but I thought I was rich
And
growing
you guys
up.
were in Vegas.
Born and raised in Vegas, yes.
What kind of Cubans, have you changed the camera angle at all to just her? Okay, great. What kind of Cubans were in Vegas?
Sounds
I am supposed to be in Miami?
Yeah.
What in the Lord?
I'm Mexican and Cuban, so a little
okay.
extra spice.
Okay.
But you know, we grew up like middle class, and like I thought I grew up rich because my parents did such a great job providing such an amazing lifestyle
Yes.
for me, and my mom put me in a private Christian school, and like seeing my mom work and my dad do what he was doing, just providing, I was like, oh, like I want this for myself too.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I started working at a young age.
Okay.
I started 14. I started modeling, and
You
I was
said
like,
you were part Mexican, right?
yes.
So you were slinging oranges or?
No,
what was
you know
going
what?
on?
Honestly, okay. When I was in kindergarten,
Yeah.
I remember selling stuff at school.
Okay.
I would like go to Walmart, buy a pack of candy canes.
Thank you.
And I would
Thank
like
you.
bring them and I'd sell them for $1 a piece.
Yes.
And I'd come home and I'm like, I made $30 today. And my mom was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm selling candy canes at school. And I'd make cake pops and I'd like fundraise like for whatever, because I did pageants when I was younger too.
Okay.
And I don't know, I think I just got it from my mom, just being a hustler.
You know what I like about that? I actually have a very similar story in terms of selling candy at a young age. And so the hustle starts early. And what I want everyone who's watching to pay attention to is the fact that you're a successful model today. You started 10 years ago.
Yes.
You are a good businesswoman today. You started business 10 years ago, or maybe more, selling candy canes. And so that's what people have to understand, is that things don't happen overnight. It builds over time. And not only the success accumulates, but also the character traits that you have accumulated, which is why we can turn on the camera. She's like, hi, I'm Shelby Burns, and she can present really well. That's very impressive. Okay.
Thank you.
Now, let's go ahead and address some of these questions, and then we'll go ahead and carry on with my questions, because I'm excited. First one, did you pop it on the screen?
It's on screen.
Okay, fantastic. We have a,
The delay.
yes. Chung writes, I've already decided on buying one of the cars. Your thoughts on the Lexus NX 350F Sport and the Acura RDX, a spec piece of the Saints? I would go with the Lexus, and you can start transitioning them faster since there's a delay, meaning like before I'm even finished. Yeah, I'd go with the Lexus for sure. How do you feel about cars? Because you know what, a lot of guys, I think, get cars to get beautiful women.
Yes, 100%.
You would agree? 100%.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, yeah, tell me more.
I know nothing about cars.
Okay.
Okay, I've known you for, I think, 2 years now.
Dang, okay.
3 years ago when I moved back to Vegas from New York, I mean, I was just borrowing my mom's car. It's literally a mom van, 2004 Chrysler. Or I'd use my grandma's truck with it, which is a Toyota 1990 something beat up Mexican truck. And I'd roll up.
Mexican truck.
It
I know
is.
what you mean though. I'm from LA. I know what you mean. Go ahead.
And I would roll up to my modeling jobs in this. I would roll up wherever, and people are like, well, Shelby, what are you doing? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't care. It gets me from point A to point B.
Right.
It's paid off. I don't care.
Let's go.
And then when I started dating my man, he was like, if you bring this car back to my house, like, no, I don't want it in front of my house.
Ah,
And
no.
I was like, what's wrong with it? He's like, no, you know, it's a status, it's this, whatever. And I'm like, I really don't care. But once I bought my first luxury car, last year or 2 years ago, I got a Mercedes. Oh my gosh, I felt so cool in it. I loved it. And now I have a Tesla. It's so sick. But I'm being honest, I don't know much about cars.
Yes.
But I do, now that I've had one, when I'm in a nice car, I appreciate it more. I do
Yes.
like being in there, you know, it is nicer.
Yeah, right.
It is nicer.
Nicer cars are nicer.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know the funny thing is, gentlemen, I want to let everyone know, because you know, ever since Andrew Tate came out, you have people who are broke, like guys on the internet, calling other people brokies, which is hilarious to me. That you got broke people calling people brokies.
Yeah.
But for the record, gentlemen, women don't know a ton about cars. So, for example, like if you get like a Corvette C8, that's like $60,000, $70,000. That one's $60,000, $70,000. It looks sporty as hell. You're getting diminishing returns after that. So when you get a car that's significantly more expensive than that, women don't know the difference. So the Corvette C8 is $80,000. I drive up next to it. My car's $100,000 more than that one. Women don't know the difference. Get the C8 if you can. As you just heard her, she doesn't know the difference, man. But they do like luxury. It's a fact. Now, can you go back now? If you needed to go back to a beater car, you know, like a Toyota 1999, could you go back?
I could.
You could go back.
Yeah. And you know, I got in a car accident recently and I thought I might just drive this car around for a year.
Yeah.
And you know what my man said to me? He goes, why would you do that to yourself? You're in your car most of your time, going to gigs, doing all these things. He's like, your car is like where you spend most of your time. You want to be comfortable.
Yes.
And I really thought took into consideration what he told me.
Yes.
And I was like, and I just bought my new car and I'm really happy I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I
Yes.
love it. I'm really happy I did because it is more comfortable. I'm not stressed out. I'm not scared if it's going to break down.
Right.
You know, also too, I didn't have AC in my truck.
Ooh, you
so that
hood.
was, yeah,
You're
that was
hood.
rough. It was rough.
She showed musty as hell to the modeling shoot. They be calling her agency like, look, she was beautiful, but can you spray her ass with some Axe before she shows up? Okay. All right, great. Shout out to Jabrizi Podcast writes, Shelby has a lot of game. I just want to come in and say that this is a very hard worker and an amazing team player. And you know what I like about you, Shelby? I get the sense that you know it's more than about hard work. It's about being smart. It's about networking. That takes me into the next piece because I really like what you do for a living. I think that Relationships are becoming more transactional. I think that your industry is going to be on the bleeding edge of how human beings relate to one another at all levels, not even only at the high class level, but at all levels. Can you tell people about some of the work you do in the atmosphere industry? First off, what the heck is that? And then what do you do?
Okay. So it's really funny, you ask about atmosphere modeling. I actually didn't know what it was until I moved back to Vegas 3 years ago.
Okay.
And, no one was hiring models, like real models, like
Real
photo shoot
models.
models. And
Real models.
I was still paying rent in New York with my apartment.
Wow.
And I didn't have an income at the moment. And my friend's like, oh, you should get into atmosphere modeling. I'm like, what's that? Atmosphere modeling, for the base description, is women, or sometimes men, are getting paid to elevate the atmosphere, go out to events, parties, dinners. Who's typically funding it? It's either a club, a wealthy man, sometimes a wealthy woman I've seen before too. Mm-hmm. And women just bring in a more fun experience,
Sure.
And I did it for a few months, and right away my man nipped it in the butt because he was like, I don't want you, I don't want to call it baseline escorting, but I mean, there's a certain image to this.
Sure.
And I mean, I'm a Christian woman, I have a fiance now, and so it's like a certain image I don't want to have for myself. But if you're a smart girl, I mean, they make a lot of money, and if you're smart with your money, then you can invest it and like create a business for yourself.
Yes.
And so that's a really big thing here in Vegas. And a lot of girls, if you're like somewhat decent looking, anyone can do it. Okay.
So if you're somewhat decent looking.
Yeah, and especially if you're fun, I mean, anyone can get hired to be an atmosphere model. It's not hard. There's not very many requirements.
And to be very clear, folks, she said atmosphere modeling. It's an institution. You said like a club. Sometimes
Yeah.
just some wealthy dude
Yeah,
flew
they
in
just want
Vegas.
to have girls join them for dinner.
Beautiful
and then
women
go to
around.
clubs.
Right. And so your job, not you, but one's job when one is atmosphering is to look beautiful, to be a good conversationalist, be friendly, enhance whoever's paying or whatever institution's paying for you, make that vibe right.
Yeah, elevate the experience.
Yes. And in terms of a nightclub, they bring in atmosphere girls so that the guys are looking in, or like, hey, I want to buy this bottle, I want to turn up and spend more money.
Yeah, and for clubs, typically, either a man will bring, a bunch of girls, or even the club will just pay for it themselves. Mm-hmm. And what happens if it's like an all-girls table, all these people see, and these guys are like, oh, I want to send that girl the bottle. So now the club just made an extra $6,000. So for them, like spending a certain, like their budget, it's really not a big deal, because they're going to make it back.
It's a good return.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And I've met a lot of women who are atmosphering, and I didn't even know that they did atmosphere.
Yeah.
So as you said, it's extraordinarily common in Las Vegas. What would you say are some other cities where atmosphere modeling is a thing?
Las Vegas, Miami, New York, LA, Dubai.
Right.
Already not, yeah, Dubai. I feel like I see a lot of Cancun. Maybe not necessarily based in those cities, but I'll see a lot of jobs where people are posting and like, oh, we have a model trip. What's a model trip? A model trip is where a bunch of beautiful women are getting paid to get flown out to all these places.
Flued out.
Yeah.
Flued out.
And they just get to have like a week-long vacation, and they're partying, and they're having a good time. They're getting paid a good amount of money. I've seen them. I've never gone on one. I'm not going to ever go on one.
She's like, full disclosure, I haven't been.
Yeah, I don't want to put myself in a certain situation where I feel unsafe, because you don't meet the people till you get there.
Right.
Sometimes they'll like, I've heard they'll do like interviews on like Zoom or whatever,
Sure.
FaceTime you, see if you guys like vibe. And I have friends, they said they had great experiences. Everyone was cool. As a woman, for me, I don't want to put myself in harm's way or like in a certain situation where I feel unsafe.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so to that point, like, what would you say, or have you ever heard any stories in the atmosphere game to where you're like, whoa, that was crazy? It was the craziest story or thing you've been familiar with in terms of atmosphering when it went left?
I've had a few friends tell me that, they'll get their drink spiked, or, I mean, anything can happen. They're paying, these men are paying these women to come and party, like for what? To get what? Just have a good time? No, like, what do you think that they want? Like,
I don't know. What do they want, Shelby?
There's always like a motive. Mm-hmm. And so that's another reason why I just don't want to be around that environment, and like, there's certain ways to do it where I think it's safe and it's fine. But as a woman, you always have to be smart and be aware of like people's intentions.
I feel like very few women are smart and aware of people's intentions, because, like, for example, you acknowledge the reality that, yeah, they're paying for the atmospheric thing, but they want something else.
Of course.
Which is common, right?
Which is even like if a guy's your friend. The guy's not going to be my friend just to be my friend. Like,
Talk about
they
it.
probably think I'm pretty.
Talk about it. Talk about it. So, do you think that there are women, or have you observed women who go into that game naive?
Oh, 100%. I think once girls typically turn 21 in Las Vegas, and then they get like into this, because I didn't know what it was. I think I was 21 when I first got a few jobs and did it for a little bit. I didn't know what it was. I was a little like unaware. I was probably naive too. And then what's going on all night? People are drinking, having a good time. Now you're like more happy, and you're like, you think like you're friends with them.
Right.
And now that I'm older, obviously I have a lot more wisdom. But you know, these girls.
Seen a thing or two, haven't you?
Yeah. These girls definitely don't realize what they're getting themselves into. And the other thing that's very scary is like these girls think it's a full-time job, right? Because there's events every day in Vegas. There's parties every day. So like these girls are making anywhere between like 50 to 100 an hour. Why would you have a 9 to 5?
Right.
Because you don't need one. But the thing that's scary about this is such a short-lived career. How long can you do this for? To maybe till you're 35?
I hope not, Lord.
But that's the thing is like I don't want to be 30 and like getting paid to have to go entertain someone.
Right.
And you know what? Before I talk all bad on it, I will say when I did a few jobs, I'm a talker. I like to connect with people like genuinely. I met a few people and like all these men, why are they paying us to be around them? They have money, they're wealthy. So what do? They're probably CEOs, they're probably owners, like they own businesses that are successful. So I learned a lot from some people. And some actually I can call like a friend or an acquaintance, right? And like I said, if you're smart with what you're doing, you're smart with your money, then like you can get out and maybe start something for yourself. But a lot of these girls will stay in it, and then it's like now they have no resume when as they get older.
That's a major factor, right? Like that doesn't look good on a resume. Like I was standing around looking pretty in the club.
Yeah, it
or
takes
I
no
was
thinking.
Flew out to Dubai, and that's what I've been doing for the last 10 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you say that there's a significant portion of women who, or what portion of women do you think are actually doing the extras in atmosphering?
I don't know, and I don't want to know.
Right.
There's certain things I don't want to know in life, but living in Las Vegas, I mean, you're going to find people that are going to do whatever, and they have no, I don't want to say they don't have no morals, but they just don't care. And it really breaks my heart because, like, I mean, I'm a Christian woman. I volunteer at church. I love Jesus, and I feel like sex is so sacred, and for someone to just like give themselves away for compensation for money, like it's worthless. You know what I mean?
Compensation.
Like it's so sad. That's something like you're connecting with another human, and I mean, I don't. It really makes me appalled.
You're appalled. She's appalled over here. Okay. All right. So.
We have some super chats.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Yeah. Darius writes, "Happy All Saints Day. What is happening on this day?" We're talking about atmosphere modeling, and I think this is a fascinating thing because if a woman can monetize going to the club, if she can monetize just spending time with a man, increasingly every woman is going to want to monetize going out socially, interacting. And so we're going to find that increasingly interaction is transactional. Are there any men who manage atmosphere models?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There's a few modeling agencies out here.
Okay. So the men do it like behind a whole agency. Is it? It's
yeah,
typically-
they have modeling agencies.
Okay.
And the reason I do this is because when I moved to Vegas, there's all these modeling agencies, but they're all like atmosphere agencies.
Right.
And
Okay.
I'm like, don't call it modeling, because modeling is taking a photo in like a runway and like, but I guess it's like image modeling.
Sure.
But yeah, there's a few men that own modeling agencies and they run it. Sorry, I can't.
Rolling your eyes out here as you say
It cracks me up because I'm like, they're not models.
Right.
Like, don't.
But you know what? Actually, that's the era we're in where everything we have to use a euphemism because what it is might not be good enough, or we're trying to dress it up, right?
Yeah.
I can't tell you how often when we're traveling, we looking for a good hotel and it says luxury hotel, and I'm like, where does this equal luxury? You know, so people are always dressing things up, so that's a thing. And you're right. There's a different skill set between modeling and atmosphering. So yeah, I get that. Okay. Yes.
Hey, on Cash App, Johnny's intuition.
Shout out to Johnny supporting the work on Cash App.
We have Steve said, "How do I join Patreon?"
Steve. Okay, you can go to patreon.com/thesaintandthesinner to join, and we'll welcome you warmly within this thing of ours.
Okay, we have Edgar about the Black Box ebook and the MDB label tie-dye shirt.
Shout out to Edgar for grabbing the black box. It's a work you're going to enjoy. Are you planning on writing a book?
Yes, but I don't want to talk about that yet.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Fair enough. You don't want to talk about what's going in the book?
Yeah, or the title or anything.
Or not? Okay, this is G4 classified, but a book will be in production. That's about when I feel like I started mine, like a couple years earlier than where you are right now.
Yeah.
That's when I started writing. So
That's
you've
cool.
started writing already.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. Fantastic. And mdblabel.com. Shout out, he got the black and white tie-dye.
Yeah.
Dope. I got that one myself. All caught up? Fantastic. Okay. So the atmosphering, you are now running your own agency, or like where are you at with it? Like what's your thing?
So I have a production company. I don't
Okay.
call it a modeling agency. I don't call it an atmosphere agency. It's a production company. So
All
I
right.
represent photographers, videographers. We have models on the team. We do a lot of work with social media.
Okay.
We have singers, DJs, magicians. It's a one-stop shop.
Okay.
And how this came about was because, I mean, I've been modeling for so long. I have a lot of clients.
Right.
I would have to say no to some gigs because it either wasn't worth my time, or I just didn't want to do it, or I was already booked up on another day, so I'd refer a friend.
Okay.
And my man's like, why don't you start a management? Why don't you're already sending them gigs, like, why don't you get a cut?
Yes.
And I'm like, that's true, okay, that's a good idea. And so he really inspired me to like do more, which I really appreciate him because I feel like he's definitely elevated me, and I think that's what good partners do for each other. And so I started my production company about 1.5 years ago, and I don't put it out there that much actually. This is the first time I'm actually talking about it.
What's it called?
My company is called Ment Management.
Ment Management.
Yeah.
MENT.
Yeah, like you're meant to be where you are.
Got you. And we got that LinkedIn. Oh, okay. Shorty over here with the bars. Like you're
Yeah.
meant to be where you are. We got that linked in the description if you want to check that out. And you said you have DJs, magicians. Okay, I know a magician too. Actresses. So like you got the music side. You have models, videographers.
Photographers. So we create a lot of content for companies.
So any kind of content one would want to create, especially with beautiful people, you can get that done.
Yeah.
The
Or if a
whole
business
shebang.
just wants like, a commercial for their business, we have the actors, the video, like, anything you need, we got it.
The whole stop.
Yep.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
It's a lot of fun, a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I've really enjoyed it, and I feel like like I said, I was already giving my friends like jobs before, and now it's just opened up another door of opportunity where I'm meeting so many more people, and people are coming to me now where they're like, I want to be signed with you guys, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy, like you just see something grow, and it's not been very long, but I have some really amazing clients that are very big, and they've definitely like elevated my business as well.
Speaking of business, and that's why I brought you on here, because you're a business person, a businesswoman, and you're legit. A lot of people pretend to be things that they are not. You're legit, so that's why I wanted to bring you on. And you highlight something that is important in business, which I often advise people to, there's a lie out where people say, oh, what are you passionate about? Do what you're passionate about. I'm like, nah, it's not what gets you paid. Like, these young boys are passionate about masturbation and video games. You're not going to get paid for that, right? But really, you're supposed to do what other people are passionate about you doing for them.
Yeah.
And so you took something that you know well, that you're skilled in, that other people have already paid you for, so you know that there's a market for it, and then you've increased, you've innovated, you've brought a lot of different elements together in a network that other people don't have.
Yeah.
Like, and one thing I know about you for sure is you used to, bring in tons of beautiful women for a lot of things that Jabrizi and I did when we were running Saint City Podcast. And so you got the juice, you can get it done.
Thank you.
Excellent. Now, what other things are you interested in beside that? Do you have any other businesses that you dabble in, or any other businesses that you're interested to move into?
Yeah, so I'm also a motivational speaker. There's a few companies that I work with, and they've flown me out, and that only happened about maybe 2 years ago now.
All right.
And that was such a cool experience. So they've always been so passionate about speaking and motivating people, and I think the power of your mind is just so powerful. It's what you do every single day. If you have a good mindset, you're probably gonna have a better day, and you're gonna accomplish more things. I am I'm resilient.
Okay.
And so whatever I set my mind on, I'm going to accomplish it.
Okay.
And I feel like so many other people, they'll tell me oh my gosh, how do you wake up so early? How do you do all this stuff? And I'm like, well, just tell yourself you're going to do it and do it. And I think people
it's
need
that simple, folks.
Yeah, just do it.
Just tell yourself you're going to do it and just do it.
Yeah.
She's a Nike representative. Go ahead, okay.
And I just wanted to encourage that. And sometimes you just need to hear it. I grew up listening to motivational videos.
Oh,
and
really?
like, oh, yeah.
Who'd you listen to?
Billy Osbrooks, Blessed and Unstoppable.
Okay, so like the Christian side of it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
everything I do is mostly faith-based. Mike Todd, Stephen Furtick, Jabin Chavez, Dan Leanne, they're all incredible men of God that just speak so well, and like I desire that,
Okay.
and I want to push that for the next generation.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I mean, just you asked what other things I'm doing. Sorry, I like kind of lost track.
Yeah, no, you start talking about the law.
Amen.
She's lost track. And you know what? I am aware that you can sing.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So we're gonna need you to drop some vocals. I heard the vocals online. I was like, I don't believe anything anymore. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, like these vocals were kind of
It
good.
was photoshopped.
I was like, yeah. Is this AI vocals or these real vocals? Did you overlay this? So we need some vocals. And also, I'm doing Not Church, right?
Okay.
So on November 19th, I believe it
Church.
is, I'm doing Not Church. For the people who, for whatever reason, didn't show up to church, but they still might need some church.
Okay.
But you said you love Jesus, right?
Oh, yes, amen.
Some people don't know Jesus, right? So we gotta ease people into some
Yes.
goodness and some spirituality in a place called Sin City, which we're remaking a Saint City. You know, there's a great need here.
Okay, I like that.
I am the bald head lover, but I can't sing, right? And you like singing access is a part of the spirit.
Oh yeah.
So we need some singing.
Yes,
We all
100%.
need some singing. Can you hit us with a little something?
Let me take a.
Yeah.
let me take a little-
Get
let me
right.
take a
Get
little-
right. Get right.
Okay.
Shorty
I
said,
didn't
"Let
even
me
warm
get
up. My voice
swigger."
is like halfway gone.
She got a little canteen full of Henny. She right now. Go ahead.
All right. Call the name, call the name, call the name Jehovah. All the praise belongs to Him. Jehovah Nissi fights your battle. Jehovah Nissi fights your battle. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Okay. Now you said Jehovah's. Does that make you a Jehovah's Witness?
No, it does
Okay.
not. So I am Christian, non-denomination.
But the Lord has many names.
Yeah.
I have many names.
Yeah, I have many names
Okay,
too.
Right. There's Flex Luther.
I have my alter ego. I have Shelby IG.
Boom. Boom. Okay. My aunt was a Jehovah's Witness. I'm very fond of Jehovah's Witnesses because one, they'll kick you out. You know, if you're not following it, you're getting excommunicated. I kind of like that about
Yeah.
the Jehovah's Witnesses. I like that. Okay, so you're going to be on the motivational speaking side, which I think is really neat and needed, and you're going to have continue with your spiritual Christian backing as you
Yeah.
go through that.
I volunteer at church, so it's like very important to me. Like every Sunday I'm there volunteering. On Saturdays I volunteer too with the food
What
drive.
you do at church?
Wherever they need me. So I actually used to sing at church
Okay.
when I first started volunteering, and then with work I was just so busy, and you're there all day when you're singing.
Yeah.
So now I do like hosting. So I help people find seats. I'll do tear down. So because right now I go to City Light Vegas.
Okay.
So we're currently renting out of Sierra Vista High School. So we have to go there and set up and then tear down.
That is where you run church at a high school.
Currently, yes. But we're building a building. I have it on my phone right here. It says Taking Ground.
Okay.
And it's going to be done, I believe, this upcoming next year.
About where is that going to be?
I believe it's on Sunset and 215. No, Jones and 215.
Okay.
Yes.
Real
And
estate's expensive.
It is.
in
But
the
you know
city.
what? God is good and He provides. And I'm so
Yes.
excited for this building because it's going to be beautiful. And I really believe, people need a community.
Yes.
People need
That's
a
right.
grounding. And I feel like church and God and all the people there, they all have good intentions. They just want to grow together.
You said they all have good intentions.
Maybe
I wouldn't
not-
Go that
maybe
far,
not
Shelby.
everyone.
Jeez,
Maybe
I
not
don't know if
everyone.
I'd say all that.
Maybe not everybody has good intentions,
Tell
but I
me
feel
more.
like if you're there for a reason. You're there to be better. You're there to do more, just be a better person, get connected, and just find God.
Sure.
So yeah.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's good. We do have to find some good songs. I'm gonna need you to bust out a performance at Sasson headquarters at Not Church. Okay. Good. So with regards to the atmosphere modeling, what do you think will be in terms of male-female interactions, right? Male-female dynamics. I'm catching you with questions I didn't give you any pre-warning on. But what do you think will be the next thing that is commodified or commercialized between how the male and the female interacts?
Gosh, that's such a such a great question. It's really interesting, and I'm not sure if I know exactly how to answer that. But with atmosphering, I think it does something to the woman's brain where it's like, okay, I'm paying you to be here. This is transactional. So now, anytime maybe she's with friends or she's going out, it should be transactional. She should be making an income. Where it's like, I shouldn't be paid to just go talk to someone and make a friend. It's building community. It's connecting with another human, and it's just such a weird scenario for me to think about, right? What's the next thing to come? I don't know. Our world is wild and crazy, and every day you see something new.
Yeah, and whether it's commerce or technology, I think that it's outstripping man's ability to be moral. And what I mean is this. So not you, but a woman like you might be on YouTube comments and say like, F you, like you need to get punched in the head. Like you could say that on a YouTube comment. But you wouldn't say that if you were sitting next to me, right? So technology has outstripped our ability to be moral. So in person, we're moral, but behind the screen of technology, we're not moral. It's easier to be immoral because there's less consequence. Your reputation's not going to suffer. So you can do all kinds of crazy things.
You're also protected behind a screen.
Right, exactly. And even I notice on Instagram a lot, I'll see a beautiful woman's photo, so someone like your photo, but it's a dude, and I can just tell by the way they're communicating, it's really a dude and they're trying to sell something.
Oh, got it. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's weird.
Right?
Because all these people are following this woman.
Profile.
Yeah, and they think they're talking to whoever, and they're excited because who knows whatever they're selling or saying. Yeah. And it's weird. I think honestly, people's social skills are gonna become less and less because so many people do it through social media, right? And we talk to our phones, we do this where it's like go out and actually make a friend. So many people have social anxiety. So many people, and it blows my mind because I'm like, we all have so many things in common: music, traveling, work, life. Just say hello to someone. And I have a bunch of friends that are like, you should teach people how to talk to people. And I'm like, you're doing it right now.
Is it the guys or is it the girls?
It's everyone.
So you think there's a significant number of women who have social anxiety,
or
100%. At least tell you that they do.
100%.
Curious.
A lot of people do.
Okay.
A lot of people struggle with it.
Now, here's the thing and you had kind of mentioned this, if a girl. So one, a lot of these chicks who are in atmosphering, they're gonna suffer some of the greatest challenges in as much as you can party every night in Vegas, you can atmosphere every night in Vegas, and you're in a social drinking environment. So you can be getting slizzard every single for free, right? You ain't gotta pay a penny.
Yeah.
You're getting slizzard every single day. And next thing you know, you're an actual functional alcoholic, but you don't know because you're not drinking by yourself. You're just drinking when you're out social.
Yeah.
But that's every day.
Yeah.
Have you seen Vegas devour any people in your industry?
Oh, 100%.
What do you got for us?
I don't know if I necessarily want to say any stories, but I just want to.
No names, no names.
I can definitely see it changing their face. When you drink
Their
a lot of
actual
alcohol,
appearance.
it shows through your skin. Alcohol is poison. It's not good for anything.
You ain't lying. Yeah.
They're going to gain weight. They're going to be more fatigued. They're not going to be as productive in their regular work day. Because some girls do both. They'll have that atmosphere and then they'll work a regular job, which I'm proud of those girls because they're trying to get some extra cash and hustle, and they're also trying to grow themselves.
Yes.
But it's going to make their regular work day less productive, and it's hard for them. And but I've definitely seen it. I mean, Vegas is a tough city. And it will tear you up, spit you out if it can. And so, I tell every woman or guy that moves here, you need to be grounded. You need to know who you are. You need to know what you came here for and what you want to attain. But also, too, this could be in any city. I mean, if you're not disciplined, then what's going to happen.
But this one is different because it's 24 hours. There's nothing. There's nothing like this anywhere. Even in Monaco, you're in there gambling. They don't care how much money you're gambling. You can have $1 million on the table, and they'll be like, "Oh, hey, bud, you're done. We're closing in 30 minutes. Just heads up. So just whatever you're gonna do it in the next 30 minutes." Yeah. And they actually close it. They don't even care about the money.
Wow, that's crazy.
Right? Yeah,
Vegas would never do that.
Never, right?
Yeah.
Never. So this is a special place where the devil can operate 24/7.
Yeah.
Like Dre, Snoop, and Devin. So okay, so we got that. Now, what time do we have? Because she has a time limit. I want to make sure. 12:56. Okay, great. Because I can't see the time here. And I actually just got this watch from St. Flo's. I forgot to set it, actually. So you said 12:56. Let me set this bitch real quick.
It's a beautiful watch.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
mdblabel.com.
mdblabel.com.
In a
Speak
real
up.
way.
Look at the camera.
I got him covered. I just gotta set this real quick. All right, we just set that joint for 1 o'clock. mdblabel.com. You dig the drip? I don't even know what camera we on. We were just like that. Beautiful, lovely, lovely. Okay. Have you messed with any products? Have you ever tried to like actually just like have a product offering yourself? Have you dabbled with that at all?
I have not.
Okay.
I haven't sold like an actual product online. It's something that I've always desired to do.
Okay.
I've always wanted to do. I'm not super like tech savvy, so for me to like go on the computer, like I literally will pay like my assistant
Okay.
to like do research for me.
Yes.
Certain stuff I don't want to do. Like I said, I'm
Makes
more
sense.
of like an on the ground type of girl. Let me go out into the forest and like talk to people, meet people, connect
Yes.
that way, and then I'm gonna have someone else do research. So I have like a lot of things that I've been like doing about and just like thinking about, but I don't know exactly what it is that I want to do.
Okay.
So
And you know the smart thing too is to do as few things as possible.
as few.
As few things as possible. And if you feel like you need to expand your income, improve your existing businesses and the profitability therein, address a higher end of the market, or let your money talk for you, or do two things with one thing, which is to say, okay, I already have this capacity. So you have a production company, you have capacity, you have entertainers, you have beauties, you have various things. So what other things can I do with this same set of beauties that'll make me more money?
Yeah.
Without figuring out like, oh, how can I start selling cars? How can I start making
Yeah.
watches? Like all these other things. One thing that I want to do with you, I'm creating a new technology. It's for influencers probably, but also it's for gorgeous women. It allows you to monetize your inbox. What's your inbox like?
I get so many DMs every single day.
What are these guys talking about? Because I get some thirsty chicks too, you heard me? And a couple gay guys, like pervert ones though, like they have like strange fetishes. It's amazing. I have to
Okay.
block these people. I wish they would stop it. If you're watching, please stop, because if I ever see you in person, it's gonna be all bad. But the point is this: I know what guys want to know, and maybe it's not guys. Maybe it's just I want to know. What does your inbox look like? What kind of message? What are guys saying? Are these guys like, hey, I saw you at a coffee shop? Is it random strangers? Give us a little insight on that.
My inbox isn't too crazy. If you
Okay.
talk to some of my friends and like models, like theirs are super wild just
Okay.
because they post more promiscuous photos, they post more sexy photos. I'm pretty like PG-13 on
Okay.
the internet, a very family friendly girl.
All right.
And
Okay, go ahead.
but I do have some followers that are just very dedicated, and I appreciate their support. There's this one guy. I don't know how long he's been following me for, and I've never opened up that. It's in the request box,
Sure,
right?
sure.
But he's commented on every single story for the past I don't know how many years now.
Every time.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you know what? I kind of like it. Like it's like, oh, he's there.
Yeah.
He's supporting. He's a real one,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever gonna open it. But if he's watching, just know I appreciate you. I appreciate and I respect you know what? The chase, right? He knows what he wants. He's doing.
He's trying
doing
to
it.
holler. You
I don't think so. No, because
Okay.
he's pretty like respectful. He just puts
Okay.
like clapping hands or hearts or like
Okay.
hard eyes.
He said, I'm never gonna answer, but
I'm never gonna
keep
answer.
at it, buddy.
Yeah, like I really appreciate it. I've had some people, I'm not even my DMs. I'd say my emails are weird. I have my my emails.
Is your email on your
Yeah, so
IG
people can
profile?
contact me for
Okay.
work or photo shoots
business,
or whatever.
yeah.
I got the weirdest email 2 weeks ago. Someone hit me up and they're like, hey Shelby, we love your look. We think you'd be really good for this commercial we're doing, or not even commercial, video we're doing.
Okay.
$5,000, come to this studio and you're gonna, I don't even want to say what they said in the email because it's so disgusting. They're like, we're gonna want you to put someone's thing in your mouth and like tie your hair, like just like the most outlandish thing. If I pulled up this email, like I don't even want to repeat it. It was so, it was very detailed and like vulgar.
Okay.
And I sent it to my best friend out. He's like, I might do it. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. I think
He's
I know
like
who you're talking about.
$5,000, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness, absolutely not.
All right. Do you think they were joking or they were dead serious?
Oh no,
with
they were
that?
serious.
Oh, they're dead
But it was
serious,
like,
okay.
it was definitely for like a porno or something.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, did you see my page?
Right,
Like,
right.
I just modeled for Chanel last week.
Yeah.
Like, did you see what I do?
Yeah. Now, but that same email going to another woman in atmosphere, and you think it could have converted?
I don't know. I think it depends who that person is. I think it depends like on their moral standpoint, what they actually do for a living.
Sure.
Everyone's different. I don't want to say every atmosphere model is like a prostitute because they're not.
Right,
Some
right,
girls,
right.
like I said, are super smart.
Yeah.
Some girls have been doing it for way too long. It just depends who you're talking to.
Right. So if you'd have sent it out to 100 girls, 100 atmosphere girls in any city, you'd have got some bites on that one.
Possibly.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, and you always have to wonder, right? Because it's a situation where you're like, does this work with anyone? But you're like, probably it has to, or else you wouldn't have sent it to me,
You
right?
never know.
Yeah.
Someone told me, everybody has a price. And I was like, whoa.
I wouldn't say everyone, but I'd say 99.9%.
That's what I said. I
of
said not
people.
everybody has
Yeah,
a price. Because I was like, you can't.
99.9%. Yeah.
Absolutely
That's
not.
Crazy. That's crazy. They're like, look, and then we're going to lift your leg up, and then that's great.
Joseph sent tuition on Cash App.
Shout out to Joseph supporting the work. And it didn't pop up. Is this Casual Germ?
Yes.
Shout out to Casual Germ. He writes, supporting the show. Appreciate you. And shout out to the one supporting the show with interesting conversations because, these are not everyone is going to participate in every kind of business, but to be aware of the different kinds of businesses, especially one like yours, which is bleeding edge. And it's not only bleeding edge in terms of like new business types, because atmosphering didn't exist probably like 15 years ago. That wasn't a thing.
Okay.
Because I feel like atmosphering had to come in line with social media at some level, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah. Because girls will send like an Instagram, their link,
Uh-huh.
and that's how they get booked. Because they want to see, okay, is this your boyfriend? What does she actually look like?
Right,
What does
right.
she do for, like, is she fun? Is she,
Yeah.
whatever. So girls send their Instagram links to get booked. They even send their Instagram links to get booked on photo shoots out here, which I think is so odd because to me, booking a model, you need to send your portfolio,
Right.
which you've built over the past how many years?
Headshots,
Yeah,
and
and girls are like, what's a portfolio?
Right.
And I'm like, what? How are you going to say
what's
you're a
an
model and
agent?
you don't know
What's
what a
an
portfolio
agency?
is?
What's a management company?
It
Yeah.
drives me insane.
Right. Right. But the game is changing, and that's one thing that when I hear like old people like, this ain't real hip hop, they just mumbling. And I'm like, well, actually now this is real hip hop, and your ass is not 20 anymore, so that shit you used to like is out the window. And the question is, how do we adapt and how do we make a dollar in the new day?
Yeah.
Right. Question for you, because this is why I love bringing folks on like you who are completely outside of my industry. I get to learn things and figure out like, man, can I innovate in this industry? Can I create some business opportunity? And I'm always thinking about in business simplicity, number one, and transaction. So I'm always asking somebody like, if I want to work with you, if I want to help you out, like, how can I get you paid like right now? I don't want to do 3 steps. I want like, hey, here's the link, click the buy button, it's sold. Like that's the kind of business I like, right? So or is there currently an option, like just say I'm and dudes probably want to hire atmosphere girls for random reasons. You got the manosphere guys on YouTube who want to like have 5 chicks around them and make them look like they're meat when they're not. Or you like Dan Bilzerian, I was sitting behind him in the boxing match. This motherfucker had like 3 hoes with him. I was like, yeah, they look super hired out here. You got some good ass seats too, because he's like 2 rows in front of me. I'm talking about this character.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm sure maybe do you think, let me know, is it like an individual guy who's like, hey, I just want to hire a girl to hang out with or to like go on a date with? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
That's a
I've
thing?
had people like reach out to me and be like, hey, I just want to take a girl on a date.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay. But like, I don't recommend a woman going by herself.
Okay.
I always think that they should have a partner.
Like
So-
another girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then they have an accountability partner. They can watch each other, make sure that they're safe.
I got a name for a domain.
I'll write it down.
You gonna write it down? I don't want to tell these. They might try to steal my domain name.
You're gonna stand up and grab my phone.
I don't want to go. I'm gonna tell you. Remember this name.
You
Or
want
at
to
least
write, you want to
you
write
guys
it? You want to
remember-
write it
yes.
down
Text
in
it
my
to
notes?
myself. And you guys might say, Marquette, why are you so paranoid? Because business is competitive, and no one really loves you. You heard me? Like your mom might love you.
Hey, while you're doing that, we have Carter sent a cash app saying tuition respect to this business savvy woman.
Yes, indeed.
Acknowledge his name, he can't hear me.
Shout out to Carter. He comes through and writes respect to this business savvy woman. And this particular domain, I was thinking, because you said we don't want to send one girl out, but we can send 2. And, that's kind of an interesting technique because, there's certain places where they use this as a technique. So, for example, in Morocco, if you rent a hotel room in like, a middle tier place and say you want to take a woman back up to your hotel room, they'll say, oh, wait. That's an additional guest. You have to pay for that.
even though it's like,
Oh,
well,
in the hotel.
I've already
Yeah.
rented the hotel room. Like that'll be strange. Like you're at the Hilton, you're like, why am I paying for the additional person? But it's really just a way for them to make extra money. In your case, it'll be a safety thing for the other girl, but also if you have to send the other girl for the safety,
I make more money.
you make more money.
Yeah.
I like that. So there are guys who say, hey, I just want to take a girl on a date, or I
Yeah.
just want to be seen with a chick.
Yes.
And
I've
you're
even
like,
had men hit me up trying to just actually find a girlfriend. And I'm like, she's not a girlfriend. This is her job right now. If something happens and like maybe they sparked whatever, you never know, right? You never know who's going to actually authentically connect. But it's not a dating.
how similar is running an atmosphere agency? How similar is that to the pimping? How similar is that?
So I don't have an atmosphere agency. I have
Okay.
a production company.
Right.
And I actually don't typically book atmosphere gigs.
Okay.
I can, but like I said, it's a liability, and there's certain contracts and things I don't want to deal with, and I also don't
Okay.
want on my conscience. I lead more to like high fashion, commercial. We work with Resorts World, Paris.
And by the way, this is true. I've actually seen this in real life. I have a good relationship there, and I've seen her on the adverts, and I've seen others she works with on the adverts.
Yeah.
It's true.
Thank you.
Can you get my black ass on there too? Like,
Yeah,
just
I could get you a
grown man
gig.
on there. Shit.
I just got one of my
Need a
models in
P on
Vogue,
there, you
so
dig?
really excited
Come on
about
now.
that. Like I said, I can book atmosphere. I actually
Okay.
did in the beginning when I first started my business because I need to make some cash, and
Yeah.
like that's what's
I need some money, goddammit. I was
need it.
doing it all.
you got to figure it out, you
Yeah.
know. And now that I'm like more financially like, okay, this is what my business is going to stand for. I want to be more like Ford, Wilhelmina, like the big dogs.
Sure,
you
you
know?
have to choose.
Yes. So I'm more selective. If someone wants atmosphere models for an event, I rather do it just for the club, not
For individuals.
yeah, unless I really, really know them. But I don't want to send my girls and put them in a, bad situation.
Fair enough.
So,
Fair
yeah.
enough. Okay. Now, aside from what you do, because I want to know, and I don't know the industry. I've never hired atmosphere models to go out, but I see it all the time. Like everywhere I go somewhere, I'm like, come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. I already know what it is. In fact, there's a lot of YouTubers that do the same thing. It's strange because I think that they confuse the viewers into what is possible or what is realistic.
Yeah.
It's just like pornography, right? You watch pornography and you're like, oh, that's how you please a woman. It's like, in real life, she probably doesn't like you groaning like that. Like, I don't, like in real life, is probably a lot different than this, right?
I've never seen porn, but I know what you mean.
Can you pull up the porn on the?
No, don't do
pull
that.
it up
Don't do
real
that.
I'm starring in this one. Take
No,
a look right
Lord,
there.
no.
Just look right there. No. So for those who are actually doing atmosphere agencies, as they call modeling agencies, but they're actually just doing the agency, would you say that is the pimping? Like, what would be the difference there?
Yeah, I mean, it is borderline pimping. You know,
Okay.
they say they're an agent, but to me, growing up, an agent is someone that gets you, I guess, they get some gigs, but like to me, an agent
True.
is like someone that gets you photo shoots and commercial work and runway shows and advertisements and convention stuff. Vegas is just like a different animal.
It is.
And it is,
It
I
is.
think, borderline pimping, And that's why I said I don't want that under my name. Like I don't want to be known as that.
For the most part, girls who do atmosphere, are there freelancers or is primarily through agencies?
No, girls can find gigs on their own. I mean, I had a friend during the pandemic, or like right as things were starting to open up again, like
Okay.
the casinos were open, they would just go out to the casinos and like they would hustle and they would like try to find whoever seemed like they had money or whatever, and they would like be like, oh, you want to hire some girls? I have some friends.
Those are some serious renegades right there.
And
They making it happen.
so people do it through managements, they do
Yes.
it on their own, they do it, whatever. And yeah, it is accessible to anyone. And if you know how to talk well and
Okay. So me, as I said, I'm all about simplicity. I'm all about driving the transaction, and I'm a technologist, right? So I'm always asking myself, how do I make an inefficient human process that relies on someone like you who has networks, skills, charm, background? How do I turn that into a technology and then make my transaction immediate, right? Is there something where, now this might sound crazy how I'm putting this, but this is what I'm trying to do, potentially. Is there some, because if I want to buy anything, I can just go on Amazon.com and I just type in what I want and it's going to come tomorrow, right? Okay. if I wanted to go online, just go on a website, like look at a photo book, because like the agencies or proper management company for an actor, they just flip through the books like, oh, you need a black guy, we got this black kid, we got this black old man.
They have comp cards,
Yeah,
they have
right?
everything on
All
the
your
walls when you walk in the
headshots.
office. Yeah.
So is there a website where there's essentially a Facebook in a literal sense, and you just pick the girl that you want, hey, I want to book her out for this amount of time?
Not that I've ever seen.
That's good. Now, if you haven't seen it, that's a good start for my research, right? And so as a business guy, what I would do is I'm asking someone who's like really steeped in this industry. Like, if you haven't seen it, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but we definitely know there's probably not a player that's the Nike, the Adidas of that industry, which means that I might be able to get in there and do something, right?
Sure.
Even if it currently exists. What do you think of, and see, I'm asking an expert here, she knows, and here's the good thing too, like when I was saying don't do different things, do as few things as possible. Like if I were to create like an atmospheregirls.com, and you can go on there in your city, and obviously we start with Las Vegas, which is a great city to start with. You can go in, select Las Vegas, it'll auto-populate all the girls. Maybe to start with, you're not gonna be able to filter, but eventually you could filter for black, white, Latina, Asian, age, you can filter all these different things, and then you can just click the girl's face and then just schedule it right then and there. You pay your payment, it'll send her an email to her. What?
That would be so convenient because it would take out the time that, like, because what do managers and bookers do? We have to communicate, email people back and forth, send them headshots, send them everything.
Yes.
What do you want? What are you looking for? Okay, how many hours is it? Okay, what's the usage? Or like for me, usage, I say for photo shoots, like what's the usage
Yes.
on the photos? But for girls that are doing Atmosphere, if there was an app where someone could come in, oh, I'm coming to Vegas November 16th to
Yes.
19th. I want to have dinner at Delilah's. I want to book 2 Caucasian girls, and then they'll just go in and click the headshots.
Yes.
And then it will send, like, it kind of reminded me like, say, Slack or something. You pick the girls, it takes them to the inbox. Hey, you're booked for this day.
Yes.
And the girls can say if they're available or not. And then it would take out the booker's part because it's like, I mean, it's a lot of work.
And then have
it
them
takes
pay the
hours.
deposit up front, right?
Yeah.
So like pay 30% deposit, and then once it's day of, then they pay the rest of it after the girl shows up. It'll automatically bill them an hour after the start time of the event. Okay.
I think that's genius.
You think that's genius?
Yeah,
She
I do.
thinks that's genius. It might be genius because I'm a genius, right? I don't know which camera to look into, but I am a genius. Is this one? Fantastic. Thank you. I'm a genius. Now, so here's the thing. The the next level of business, right, is neither of us would be doing something that we don't do, right? I do technology, you do modeling, management of beautiful women. So then I say, okay, I do technology, you do management of beautiful women, so then we become partners, right? So I say, all right, I'm gonna give you 5% of this company. You might, now, when you don't deal with corporations, like 5%? Nigga, please! 5% is a lot of a corporation when you're doing millions in revenue. That's a lot of money. Because for your 5%, you don't have to do anything. You're essentially an investor,
Yeah.
right? So I say, all right, I'm gonna give you 5%. This is what I need from you. So I build the front end of technology. What do I need? What's the first thing I need once I get the technology there? What do I need?
Headshots, portfolios.
Headshots of girls. I need girls.
Yeah.
You got the girls, right? You have the beauties. So then we get all the girls and we populate them. Eventually, all the other girls are gonna come.
Oh, for sure.
She's gonna be making money. So you see how that works, gentlemen? She has a skill set, she has a network, and she has industry knowledge. I have none of those things. We partner together. We don't have to exchange a penny. When the revenue comes in, then we exchange the money. But we're just both investing into things that we already do. The value of being around people who are intelligent and successful. And that would be kind of a newer way. And then all of a sudden you'd be in tech and then I'd be in atmosphere modeling without having either of us having to learn something new.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Cool.
That's the key. Okay, good. All right, we might have to figure that out. That could be fun. Figure out an MVP with that. That'd be really cool.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be sick, right? All right, cool. All right. And another thing that I think is surprising to guys, in terms of models and atmosphere girls or whomever, I think people would be shocked to know, even OnlyFans girls. There's one individual I mentioned to you earlier before, I think it was before we had started, really smart girl, OnlyFans girl, very smart, pleasure to be around, lovely person. But I think once guys hear that she does OnlyFans, they're like, oh, this chick's a scallywag. She's dumb and she's a scallywag. What is your experience with, like, on the average girl, what's she like? And then, have you met any girls that you say, I'm shocked? You're a pleasant surprise.
The average girl on OnlyFans?
No.
Or what do you-
I don't know how many OnlyFans girls you know. How many do you know?
I know a few.
A good amount.
Yeah.
Okay. You done any cameos?
No. No.
Somebody be watching like, hey, I know you. I saw you on Saint City podcast. No, okay. Yeah, talk to me. Either way.
So girls and OnlyFans and just girls in general?
OF and then atmosphere.
You can get me in trouble. Some girls are super intelligent,
Okay.
and they're very smart with their money, and they're very financially smart, and they know what they're doing. Some girls, I'll give them direction for a photo shoot or whatever I need them to do.
Yes.
And they just didn't read everything thoroughly, or they're not thinking properly, and they're not paying attention. And it's really funny because me and my fiance used to talk. He'd be like, "Hey, I need you to do this for me," and I'd be like, like whatever. And he's like, listen, like pay
Yes.
attention. And now that like I run a company, I'm like, oh my gosh, like why are they not thinking? You know? And I'm not gonna call someone dumb or anything, but it's like be smart. Like
Right.
be smart.
Not
You
listening will
can't
make
teach,
you dumb,
yes,
though, right? Yeah.
It does, and you can't teach stupid. Like at the end of the day, like if you want to work, you want to make money, like you need to be smart. You need to think. People that make the most are really good thinkers.
Yes.
And so, like everyone's different, but I've definitely had my rounds of men and women because I have men on my board too, male models, where I'm like,
Are they all gay?
no, they're not.
Most of them.
No,
No shit.
I don't think.
Don't mess up my stereotypes.
I don't think any of them are
I
gay.
don't want to
Actually,
embrace any reality. All of them are gay. I'm not embracing reality. Keep going.
but I think too, so many people are just like kind of like maybe self-consumed and they don't think thoroughly all the
Talk about
time.
it.
And so when people are giving them directions, they're not actually listening. They're kind of like in their head. And also with our phones being so accessible and everything's right here and it's quick, 3 seconds, people's attention span isn't as long as it used to be. So like they're not really paying attention when you're speaking to them.
Right.
So that's like my biggest issue that I run into. I'm like, you're not listening. And if I have to repeat myself again, like I pay my girls a certain way.
Yes.
And if they don't follow the guidelines, I'm like, I need you to read the instructions so that I can pay you out properly.
Yes.
And then they'll call me and I'm like, did you read the email? And then they go back and they're like, oh, sorry, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, thank you for paying attention now.
You know, Shelby, you bring up such a critical thing, which is it's not always about how smart are you. It's about how often are you using your intelligence. Like
Yeah.
people don't even use it. That listening piece is crazy. I was at the video store, if you will, lighting, camera, video, all this stuff. And as you see, I got this spotlight. So I'm there to buy $1,000 light, right? And lights are expensive, but they're usually not $1,000. You want to sell a $1,000 light. And I'm talking to the guy, and I'm literally touching the one. I was like, this light right here, which has all these attachments, is really heavy. What kind of tripod and boom combination will be heavy enough so that I don't have to put sandbags on it that'll hold this up?
Yeah.
This goofball looks dead at what I'm literally touching and pointing to, goes to a different light. Yeah, this light right here. I was like, bruh, like we're over here, my boy. And I was just amazed. And then at the end, he had the nerve to say, oh yeah, you've been here a couple of times. You bought a lot of equipment from us, so I know you're shooting a lot of stuff. You got high quality stuff. So if you ever need to hire someone to do your shooting or your lighting, you can hire me. Here's my card. I also, I'm hired out. And in my head, I was like, are you dumb? You messed up on every chance there was to mess up.
Yeah.
But then you want me to pay you to do something. So I say that to say this, gentlemen. Pay attention and listen. It's not all we talk about high IQ. High IQ is great, but listening is the beginning of everything that's good for you. And people will like you more if you listen to them, right?
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Is that good with women? Like if you interpersonally, if you're like just interested in a woman, how does the listening factor into the game and you converting?
Oh, if a man listens to you when you're speaking?
If a man listens, like give us some tips, because guys are out here, they're like, look, you heard me, I'm gonna wait for Marquette to get this website together, but in the meantime, I need me a fine woman,
Yeah.
and I ain't got atmosphere girl money, so what can I do?
I think if you're a gentleman and you listen
Oh,
to
dang,
a
did you
woman.
say a gentleman?
I did say a gentleman.
All right, in the stream, and it's not, go ahead.
And when I say gentleman, like, I mean, I want a gentleman, but I also want a guy that, you don't want them too nice, because nice guys kind of do get walked over. You know what I mean? Like I think a guy that's stern and direct knows exactly what he wants. That's what I like. But I want him to be a gentleman to me.
Okay.
You know?
What does that consist of, Shelby?
Listening to me.
Okay. All right. Do you expect a guy to get out and open your door when you're getting into the car?
Not
Or
all the
getting
time,
out?
but if I'm first meeting you and we're going on a date, I do expect you to open the door for me.
Okay. So
Not like,
what about your guy now? Like, so say our car's right there, just like parked right like that car. I don't even know, that might be your car.
No.
But say that's your car right there. Or, no, say it's my car. I'm your
Okay.
fiance. That's my car. And we're going to get in the car. Now, as you can see, the driver's side is closest to us. When we walk out of this door, I can just walk straight up and get in.
yeah.
It would be more effort and more inconvenient to walk to the other side, open the door for you, let you get in, and then walk back to the driver's side. What is the oh, look at this right here. That's a thick little chocolate thing he got. Is that a white guy or a Latino guy? He appears to be a white guy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
She thick too. I don't know if you got to see that. Shelby. I'd love to get your opinion on this slim thickness. Do you think they're together?
No.
No?
No.
Why? Because he's too old and she's too fine? Why is that? Why are they not together?
They look like they work together.
They look like they work together?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're sold that they work together?
Yeah, and it's also around noon, so they're probably going on their lunch break right now.
Okay, because I saw them last night. I was here working in the middle
Oh,
of the night. I saw them
really?
last night dressed up for Halloween. They're walking by. And I was like, whoa, she's thick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're dating.
Interesting.
You know, they happen to be dating. This was a white guy with a black girl. She was bad, too. He's skimming the cream off
He's
the
older,
crowd.
too. Yeah,
he is
yeah.
older. He is older. So I'm going to go ahead. You think the money's a factor? Well,
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
oh, I would hope. Tell me more. Tell me more.
So first, I'm going to answer your first question
Okay.
about walking in the door right now. And then you
Yes.
said two things in there that really sparked my attention.
Okay.
You said effort, and then you said like you're right now doing it. Right now, I wouldn't expect you to do that for me.
You're saying right now with us being fiance.
Yeah, so that yeah,
Okay.
you know, I wouldn't expect him to go around and like open it. But
Okay.
also too, you said effort. Women love effort. Women love when like a man actually, when you try and you like, you know, show your appreciation and you do all these things. It is the little things
Okay.
that will really elevate you and make you stand out from every other man.
Okay.
And I know it might be tedious.
It
but
is
like,
very tedious.
It
yeah,
is
it's
tedious.
Not necessary.
But it is so attractive. But I also don't expect that, especially right now. Like we're casual. This is a casual. It's a casual setting.
Yeah.
If we went to a nice event and we're at a gala and I'm dressed up,
Oh, sure,
I
yeah.
would expect it, and I would also appreciate it even more so because we're at this nice event. People are just now seeing us, and how you're going to treat me in front of these people. People are going to look at you different too.
It's going to go with the vibe of
Yeah.
what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah,
That's a
but
really
like
good point, yeah.
casual, like Saturday
Yeah.
or Tuesday, we're going
Yeah.
to the park down.
It's like,
No.
Shelby, get your ass in the car, girl. Goddamn, let's stand out there. Get your ass in the car. Shit, we got somewhere to be. Yeah, no, I feel you. Okay. And with regards to, and just for the record, thank you. Just for the record, there's nothing worse than a chick who wants to be a princess all the time. It's just, just want to throw that. I think I'm just venting.
No, that's
Anyways,
okay.
Yeah. Now, why do you think that money should be involved there?
Well, he was older than her, and
Okay.
she's like this young, beautiful thing. Maybe he's got a great personality, but I don't know. She's young and beautiful. Like she could like have whatever, right?
Yeah, okay.
So it's like I don't know what they have in common.
Yeah.
I also too, and there's such a big age gap like that. It's like, what are you going to talk about? Like his favorite movies when he was younger, and then she was in like preschool. Like that's weird. So I think typically money would be involved in this type of.
So when you say money's involved, does that mean like on a gold digger level, or just she likes wealthy guys level?
She may like a man that can take care of her.
Okay.
And provide for her.
Can you have kids and a good life with a woman like that, or no?
Yeah.
You can.
Yes.
Tell me more.
I think so. For me, I mean, the current situation that I'm currently in, my man has a great job. I like to work.
Okay.
I don't have to work.
Sure.
If I don't want to, but I like working, and I also think he likes that I'm ambitious.
Okay.
And I've dated broke guys before, okay, and I made more money than them, and I was like the provider, but like
Good.
I was
I
also
need
like
to borrow $100.
I was also I was also like 22, and it's
Yeah.
just like I think about it, and it's such like an unattractive thing when like a woman's the provider. Like a man, like your role is to provide.
Okay.
A woman's role is to we're caregivers,
To-
and that's why we have babies. You know, we're
Okay.
caregivers. We're gonna take care of the house. We're gonna take care of you. We're gonna take care of our kids. Also, when a man is providing for a woman, they're in their masculine energy. If I'm the provider, I'm belittling you, and then you're not gonna reach your full potential because it's like.
Wait, look into your camera. Put her camera on right here. Go ahead and say that again.
If the woman's providing for the man, she's belittling him because she's not allowing him to be in his full masculine energy. And now I'm in my masculine energy, which our household is not going to be balanced. If I'm in my feminine energy, I can be a man's piece. I can help you think thoroughly through whatever it is, like business ideas you're going through, because I'm like in my nature. And this took me a lot to learn that too, because I'm very masculine. I will say that.
You're very masculine.
I was.
Okay,
yes.
all right. And you feel like you got out of that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you 2 questions then. When you're having intercourse, do you ever initiate or ask to change positions?
No.
Never.
I guess I have actually before. Yes. Now that I really think about it.
When you were in your masculine or just general?
I can't remember.
Okay. What percentage of the time would you say, hey, let's change into this? Or
Very little.
very little. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Anyways, that didn't have anything to do with anything. So.
Oh my gosh. I was like, I feel a little awkward talking about this.
Yeah. But it was still somehow PG though, right? It was still somehow PG, because I think often women, when they're talking about being masculine or feminine or submissive, there's like 2 different lives that we have. There's in bed, and then there's in private, and then there's in public, right? So you have in bed, in private, and then public. And the reason you have those 3 different differentiations, because there are women who are very masculine and domineering, and in bed they're very submissive.
Yeah.
Right? And you're like, is this the same person? What the heck is going on here? And even guys, right? You have like psychopaths, like you saw Wolf of Wall Street. Mm-hmm. You saw they got the ball tied up, got a candle dripping, and he's a dominatrix kicking the ball in the head and all this, right? But he's a CEO and he's a Wolf of Wall Street, right? Mm-hmm. So people have like recesses to their personality, which is why I asked that. Because you have women who say things like, oh, I'm very submissive. And then it's like, she's like, all right, now do this, do that. I'm like, hold on, you're not running this movie. Like, I'm the producer here. I was just curious because I think it's a good indication of what is suppressed in a person. Freud. Suppression, okay. One thing that you said that I think guys are really trying to understand and learn about. You said in that situation where you have the wealthy older guy, and then you had the younger attractive woman, that he could marry her and have kids with her and have a long-lasting good marriage, even despite her being there for the wealth. That's what you're saying.
I don't know her.
Right,
so,
right.
But
we're just saying.
I would hope that they met casually, right?
Okay. Instead of sugarbabies.com.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think, like I said, I hope they met casually and it wasn't like, oh my gosh, this guy just has a lot of money, let me date him. Because that's such a wrong intention. And that type of marriage is not going to work out if you're just going in it with one intention. But if you're going in it with like, oh, I like this person, he's a good human, oh my gosh, and they can provide for me, then yeah, it's going to be a good marriage. But if you're going with it just with having one intention in mind, no, it's not going to work out because your intentions are bad. And I shouldn't say bad, right? I guess it's not bad, but it's like, that's not how you're going to raise a family.
Okay. Yeah, because one thing, and I know you don't know the key to all things and all women, but it is a major question because now you have the passport bros, you have guys who are essentially middle class or even lower class in America. They might go to Colombia or Philippines or Brazil or what have you, and they get a woman who's from a retrograde economy, so to her, they're balling, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? To her, they're balling. And so the question is, could he marry her and have a good life and have kids and everything work out fine? Or is she going to jump ship for a wealthier person? Is she like getting in like, I like you, you're good enough, and you have more money than I'm accustomed? Like, this is an upgrade? Like, we're trying to figure out, like, is it just the soul of woman that you want a good provider, a better provider? Or is that the soul of a gold digger?
I think that's a gold digger. So like, every human's different. Okay. Everyone's raised differently. Right. Some women don't care. Some women don't care if they're the provider in the household.
Sure, yeah.
Everyone is different. But like I said, whatever your intentions are is what you're going to seek. Mm-hmm. So like if you said this like middle class guy goes to another place and like he's a baller to her, if she's attracted to him for the wrong reasons, then like, yeah, she's probably a gold digger. Mm-hmm. But if she likes him for who this person is, and then he can also provide for her, and like she's content with that, then it's going to work out. But everyone's different.
Do you have any, I don't even know if it'd be a tip, a trick, a piece of advice, a strategy? How would a guy figure out if she's just there for the money or if she's like more interested in the money than him?
I would say 1, what she does for him.
The service.
Yeah, service. Okay. And 2, like, well, how'd you guys meet and what type of woman is she? How does she carry herself? in Vegas, it's a very materialistic city. And I think a lot of people get consumed of what it is, right? With the purses and the lifestyle and like all these things. But at the end of the day, like none of that stuff really matters, right? And so, I don't know. I mean, I've had a very crazy life. Like I grew up like, you know, middle, lower class. And I worked a bunch in New York. I had 5 different jobs. And now, like I said, I don't have to work. My man's a good provider. And, you know, he's like bought me like nice things and like whatever. And like now I'm like, none of those things like matter. What matters is like our authentic connection and what we can grow together, you know? But I think it's just evaluating this human, what they stand for, their morals, how they present themselves, and like their acts of service. And when someone like genuinely, authentically loves you, and love's a choice. You don't like fall in love with someone. Like you choose to love who you want to love. And love is a lot of work.
Okay.
And relationships are a lot of work. And so if you want this to work out, you're going to make it work out and you're going to put in the work. Because it's going to be unbalanced in your household if one person's doing everything and the other person's not, and they're just like feeding off of you and just take. That's not how relationships work. You got to serve each other. You got to go 100 with your partner.
Oh yeah, and by the way, when I told her to look into the camera and say what she said, that didn't mean I agree with it. I'm not here to debate anybody. It's not a debate here. I don't mean I agree. I just thought it was funny as hell. I think the things that women put together are funny as hell sometimes. Shorty said, look, if the woman's paying, she's belittling you. I just thought that was funny as hell. Well, baby, belittle me. No, that's great. That's great. Women, you guys are amazing for a variety of reasons. Shorty's like, look, this is how I'm gonna get out of paying for stuff. I don't want to belittle your masculinity by paying for this $500 dinner. So I'm gonna let you be the leader and lead your hand into your pocket, get your wallet, and pay for this check right here, boy. I got you. Y'all are hilarious.
Okay. And don't get me wrong, I've paid for meals and I've done things, but I think originally in our nature, a man is a provider. You know, like I said, my man's got me nice stuff. I bought him a $10,000 watch too.
Okay.
And you know, I did that because I'm like, oh,
Next time, go to mdblabel.com.
Okay. Okay. I got him a Hublot, and I don't know anything about watches, so I had to call his guy friend and ask him. Yeah, and he likes it, and I'm sure he appreciates it.
Yes.
But I also wanted to do that to like honor him too, because he sacrifices so much to provide for me. So I was like, I want to give back. And I'm not as financially as successful as he is, so what else can I do? I can cook, I can clean, I can take care of our daughter, which is, it's his daughter, but she's mine, I'm raising her. So, like for me, like obviously you would know I'm not a gold digger by everything acts of service I'm doing.
Do you know any gold diggers, I'm not saying you are, but do you know any gold diggers who think they're not gold diggers?
I don't think so.
All the gold diggers you know are like, look.
I don't know if I know like intentional. Well, you know.
Right, think about that.
Okay, these are people that like I've met, but they're not like my friends. Yeah,
right,
like it's just, you know, I'll go to a party, I'll meet people, and I listen to the way that people speak. I went to this party the other day and it broke my heart.
You got your heart broken in the party.
I'm like hearing these women speak, and she's like, oh, I just want to find a rich man. I know he's gonna cheat on me, but like, I don't care because he's rich, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like the Bible says money is the root of all evil. So
the
like,
Bible says that, Lord.
Maybe.
God, good thing I'm not a practicing Christian.
And so it's like, if money is the root of all evil, if it's gonna make you be swayed and like not care and have morals about the way that you're treating your relationship, how sad is that? And I'm listening, and they're laughing about it. They think it's a joke.
Oh, I bet.
And I'm like, do you not have any standards? And I'm not gonna say anything.
She does have a standard. You need to have this much money. That's her standard.
I guess. Yeah, I guess that is her standard. Right. But for me, it's like I want to be also treated with respect, you know. And so it's a very odd thing, and everyone lives their life differently, to each their own, I guess.
Mackenzie, shout out to Good Game Mackenzie. He writes, shout out to the big homie. Appreciate the investments. Welcome back, Shelby.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
Thanks,
I like how
Mackenzie.
somebody in the chat was like, does the Bible actually say that? Right, shout out to Christians. None of them have read the Bible. And that is why you can read my 3-sentence Bible.
Three-sentence Bible?
It's a 3-sentence Bible, yes. Number 1, be yourself. Number 2, be good to yourself. Number 3, be good to good people.
Like that.
Everyone can read that Bible.
It's in your video.
Which video? Oh, the intro video.
Yeah.
That one, it was in that one. We needed more of them. We got a lot of stuff to do. Yes, indeed. We got a lot of stuff to do. Saints, I'll give you some time to send in your comments, questions as we go ahead and wind down. So send in your comments, questions. Any question for the lady, businesswoman extraordinaire,
let me know.
model. She's kind of all of the things that guys say that they want rolled into one. So shoot the questions in as much as Most good-looking girls are broke. Most people are
Whoa,
broke.
whoa, whoa,
Most
whoa.
people are broke. Yeah, oh, go ahead.
I don't say most good-looking women are broke.
I'll tell you why I think they're broke.
Well, what's broke to you though?
So this is broke for me. They have high income, but at the end of the month, they're still like, they're getting thin and they're waiting on that next hit.
Okay.
So, they might go and get flued out to Dubai. And here's $16,000. Great. I'm going to get a Chanel purse. Now I'm down to $4,000. And I'm going to do this. My rent is $3,000.
You know what drives me insane is someone that lives in an apartment, but they have all these luxury bags, and they're like, oh, I want to buy a house though. But I'm like, well, maybe you should stop buying luxury bags because they're like $10,000.
A piece.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with most pretty women are broke, because a lot of girls that I know, they're not everybody, but a good amount of women that I know that are beautiful, they are doing very well financially, and they have a decent amount of savings, and I'm pretty impressed.
Tell us more.
That's it.
Doing what? Doing what?
A lot of girls are bottle girls in Vegas.
Okay.
And they make 6 figures in 5 months.
Okay.
And then they'll hustle on the off season, which who knows what they do. Either like some girls will get like a regular job.
Wait, hold on. She said, they'll make 6 figures, and then on the off season they'll hustle. Who knows what they do? Go ahead.
Well, yeah, everyone, like I said, everyone's different.
Yeah.
Some people might get like a regular job. A lot of girls that are in the industry of bottle serving, like day clubs and stuff, they'll transition to maybe nightclubs or atmosphere gigs or whatever Vegas,
Strip
like
clubs, yeah.
anything. Yeah. So a lot of them they make a lot of cash, and then not most, but a lot of them are smart with it.
Okay.
And I'm pretty impressed, and it makes me proud.
Wow. I'm not going to lie. I'm just assuming that they're all broke. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, all right. Well, that's good information.
Yeah.
And hopefully they do have a lot of cash. Call some of my wolves in L.A. Anyways, okay, cool. So they're doing well financially.
Everyone's different, though, so don't quote me on
Yeah. So are those ones looking to settle down? Are they settled down in monogamous relationships? What are those ones looking like?
I don't know.
Because we're talking about the ones you know. So
Yeah.
You should know.
Yeah, but everyone's so different.
Gosh,
Everyone really is.
women
I don't want
have
to
a
put
couple
I don't want to put
phrases.
people in a box either.
Women have a couple phrases. One of them is everyone's different. Another phrase is it's not black and white. What are your other phrases?
We're
that
not
women
black
have?
and white.
Yeah. No, we are black and
I'm
white.
not white.
Oh yeah, now you're a whole Latina. That's the hilarious part. What are some other phrases women have? Feel free to drop them into the chat. I'd love to hear the common phrases that women hit you with. I hear you. Okay, cool. So
My favorite phrase is, where are we going to eat? I want food.
you know
¿Qué quiero
what?
comida?
I'm happy if a woman is not trying to check Yelp before we go to a restaurant. Oh, you be checking it?
Sometimes I want to look at the pictures of the food before, so I know what I want to order.
Just say yes.
Because I like looking at the pictures.
Just say yes. Marquette, I'm going to check Yelp. Okay, got you. Cool. So the women that you're talking about who are good looking and well off, are they in relationships mostly, or what's their deal? Or are they seeking? What are they on?
The ones that I know are single.
Okay.
I think it's also kind of hard to be in a relationship in an environment where, it is more like say bottle girls for
What was that word you was about to use?
Promiscuous.
Go ahead, girl. Talk to us.
Like bottle girls, you're in lingerie serving in a nightclub or a
Word.
day club in a bikini, and
Word.
your job is to be beautiful and elevate the party and be fun.
Said elevate the party. Y'all got terms. Elevate the party. I
Well,
like
that's
that.
what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're making it more fun.
Minimum viable product for our first version of our website. I think that'll be our tagline: "Elevate the party."
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I like that. Elevate the party.
But I think it's kind of hard to date in that type of industry, because you either have to have a really secure partner, or they just don't. Either they don't care, But I think anything where you're entertaining other
men.
it's-
Go ahead. Other men. Yes.
Yeah, it's very fine lines.
The winning answer is it's not my fault. I decided.
Is not my fault. I don't know.
Women
I feel like women don't usually necessarily even say it's not my fault. I think it's more so that they just suggest it's your fault. you know what I'm saying? Like they don't even like to use the word I when blame is going around. I doesn't exist. Say I don't know. The vibes like secure. I like that. Very nice.
Okay, on Cash App we have Carter.
Oh, don't generalize. That's my favorite one right there. Go ahead.
Fine.
Carter came back on Cash App and said, do intro. Is
Shout out, appreciate it. There's one typo. Oh yeah, shout out to Carter for supporting. And there's one typo there. The guy who did that actually did that gratis. He did that for free, so that's love. So very good work. We got to hire him for something at some point.
We have Jay also.
Somebody put, I'm different. I'm sorry. Aren't they all different? And you did say everybody's different.
Everyone is different.
So no wonder they believed that. That was genius. I now understand women better just now. Like, this has been educational for me. Yes, a little bit better.
That's exciting.
So, which means I still don't know nothing. Go ahead.
Okay, Jay came on Cash App and said, the love of money is the root of all evil. Tim 6.
Thank you.
Timothy 6:10.
The love of money.
Yeah.
Not money is the root of all evil.
The love of money.
Because I'm trying to accumulate as much as possible.
Of course, yeah.
We're not trying to accumulate evil. We're just trying to accumulate money, but we don't love
We
the
can't
money.
love it.
And I believe it was also in Timothy. They said, don't love the money and don't love these hoes. Carry on. You caught up?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Love Jesus and love Marquette, but don't love these hoes.
I don't remember it
Gotcha.
saying love Marquette.
I swear it said that in the book of James. So do you have any parting piece of advice you want to give anyone? Any last, not last words, but any closing thoughts?
Any closing thoughts? Yes. Be you. Your energy when you walk into a room is so contagious. I always tell
Okay.
people you can change the atmosphere just by a smile on your face. So my biggest thing is when I go somewhere, don't be shy. Be authentically you. And whatever it is that you're trying to chase in life or attain, put your head down, work hard, and just focus and stay in your lane. And do whatever it is that you believe that you're called to do. And it's going to happen. Come into fruition.
I like that. Stay in your lane.
Yeah,
Which
my
means
coach
you got
always
to
said,
figure out what your lane is.
stay in your lane.
Yeah, figure out what your lane is.
Yeah.
And stay in that joint. Saints, it's been truly a pleasure. We do want to remind you all that we have Mint
Management.
Management. What's
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Oh, you sharp. Boom, you got her out right there. Hit it. Yeah, go ahead. Boom. Can people buy that cup? I'm just curious.
It's for my talent that is signed.
Okay.
And I have my clients.
Gotcha. You see how I be selling everything.
I
though, right?
know.
I sold your shirt. I sold everything's sold. Everything's going. We're putting up a bid for this shirt right now. It's a real authentic shirt worn by Shelby. It'll still have the same scent. We're not washing it. It's not even a shirt. It's a bodysuit.
It's a bodysuit.
We can
Ew.
really get that sold. You heard me, in a real way. We ain't going to wash it. We put it up on eBay. Check out the link later. Shout out to Jabrizi Podcast. He writes, I'm fired. Atmosphere models were always around when I would do magic gigs in all major cities. I think they are a genius way of making money alongside anyone that is super social. And you know what? The one thing I was going to point out earlier is going to impact the psychology of the woman because, or anyone really, just men don't get to do it. But if I'm sitting right here and we're in a bar, right? I'm sitting here, you're my friend, so-and-so's my friend, so-and-so's my homegirl, and I could do the exact same thing, but I don't have to pay for my own drinks and I can be compensated.
That's what I said earlier.
I'm not going to be here. Like, I'm not here right now. I'm going to go chill with the fat Armenian dude and the fat Persian dude who's going to chip me out, right? To do the same thing. And I'm going to drink for free. And I'm going to have even better, my IG is going to be even more lit, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to destroy my friendships and destroy my romance at the same time.
Yeah, because you're being paid to have a fake human connection.
Right.
Where it's all transactional. So now when you go out, it's like, well, why am I going out for free? Yeah. It does mess with your brain.
And it's a rough thing, but I always remind people there's always a dynamic. There's a master, there's a slave, there's up, there's down. And we can't complain that the slave is a slave. We just got to figure out how to be the master. Carrying on, Saints, it's been truly a pleasure to have this time with you. You can check out Mint Management. Mint Management. I'm good. It's M&M, Mint Management. In the description, we also have Shelby's personal IG. Apparently, she leaving people in the red requests. But we can fix that because I'm going to get her on my site when we go live, and you can actually pay to get a response. So you know she read it, you heard me, and she had to reply to you. It's a beautiful thing. We also have a law firm for personal injury.
Yes.
That's your man's
Yes.
law
Roebuck
firm.
Law Firm, personal injury here in Las Vegas.
That's
if you get in
what's
a car
up.
accident, a speeding ticket, slip and fall, we can take care of you.
Or if you pretend to slip and fall, he can get you paid. Just don't slip and fall in here because we're going to catch you and beat your ass before you go to court. Anyways, so we got those 3 links. Was there anything? Oh, and your
My
YouTube
YouTube channel, which is like my personal life.
Personal, okay.
Eventually it'll be transitioned to all my motivational speaking.
Okay, but for now we can see you head to toe on there.
Yeah.
Because they trying to slide. You did? Go ahead, take a look. You in there in the bodysuits or what?
I think I have some modeling photos up
Yeah,
there.
I love bodysuits, carrying on. So that's everything that's all the places they can find you?
That's
Fantastic.
it.
Thank you for
Yeah.
being here with us. It's been a pleasure. Wishing you continued success, and may we grow together.
Yes, of course. Thank
All
you so
right.
much. I look forward to doing business with you too.
Absolutely. Peace of the saints.